There's a truth most people will never understand. Intelligence isn't measured by how much you know. It's measured by how well you stay composed when your heart is tight, your breath is shallow, and the world feels like it's collapsing. True intelligence is the ability to stay calm when everything burns, to remain cool when provoked, and to think clearly even under immense pressure. Those are the people who possess real power. To the Stoics, intelligence is the art of mastering your mind, even in the middle of pain. This video isn't for those seeking easy advice. It's for those who truly want to reshape their minds and have the courage to confront themselves honestly. What you're about to hear will make you uncomfortable. It will challenge your habits and expose the weaknesses you've ignored for years. But if you apply these lessons, they'll elevate you to a dangerously sharp level of intelligence. When you learn to observe before reacting, to manage your emotions calmly, and to sense people's intentions intuitively, you become someone who cannot be easily manipulated. Such individuals seem not just unpredictable, but untouchable, because no one can penetrate their minds. The world is full of people who are easily controlled slaves to their own emotions. But after today, you won't be one of them. Your perception will sharpen. You'll start noticing not just what people say, but what they don't say, their silences, their fears, and the motives behind their actions. You'll begin to see the hidden order behind events, and that's one of the most dangerous powers a person can have. Before we begin, I want you to do one thing. Write in the comments, "Today I am training my mind." This isn't just a sentence, it's a command to your subconscious, your first signature of commitment. If you truly want to begin this journey, write that phrase and seal your intention. If you're ready, let's begin. 1. Mastery of emotions. Emotions are the invisible engines behind nearly every decision you make. Even when you think you act rationally, it's usually your feelings that move you. Every word you speak, every step you take, every major choice you make, consciously or not, springs from emotion. If you don't recognize a feeling as it begins to rise, you'll end up trapped in impulsive reactions you later try to justify logically. That's where most regrets come from, because it wasn't your mind that spoke in those moments, it was your emotions. True emotional mastery isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about understanding what they're trying to tell you before you act. People who are aware of their inner world navigate life like skilled captains. They may face storms, but they never lose direction. They understand that the mind thinks fast, but the wounded heart reacts first. When someone hurts you, emotion rises before thought. That feeling pushes you to speak, to fight, or to walk away. In that exact moment, if you pause, breathe, and observe the feeling from the outside, everything changes. Anger and sorrow don't disappear, but their power over you fades. You're no longer the one being carried by emotion, you become the one observing it. That alone is power. Most people live pushed around by what they feel, not by what they understand. But the moment you choose awareness over reaction, you take back control. You stop answering pain with pain and begin responding with presence. Stoicism teaches that the mind isn't a burden, it's your greatest ally when guided well. Wisdom comes from observing your emotions without being swept away by them. True mastery is maintaining inner order, even when the world outside is in chaos. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius all shared one truth. No one can wound you internally unless you allow them to. True freedom isn't being carried by your passions, it's mastering your thoughts. Every second you take before reacting strengthens that freedom. When you pause, breathe, and say to yourself, "I'm angry," or "I feel sadness," you take a step back from the emotion. Naming it gives you power over it. Anger might reveal an old wound. Sadness, a loss. Fear, a root of insecurity. If you listen carefully, every emotion arrives to show you something about yourself. That's why decisions made in emotional storms often go wrong, because emotions distort perception. They create imaginary enemies, spark needless fights, or cause you to lose something precious. That's why waiting matters. With time, the waters settle, the mind clears, and truth becomes visible. A decision made from calm is always wiser. In any argument, listen not just to the words, but to the emotion behind them. Maybe they're not attacking you, they just want to be heard. Maybe they're not cruel, they're just defending their pain. Once you learn to see beneath the surface, you'll notice most conflicts dissolve before they even begin. Because what truly matters isn't winning arguments, it's protecting your peace. Whisper to yourself, I choose my response, not my reaction. This mindset can change your life, because when you choose your response, you also shape your destiny. You'll no longer be ruled by emotional outbursts, but guided by awareness. The result is a clearer mind, wiser choices, and a calmer heart. This doesn't mean you stop feeling it, means you know when to act and when to wait. Once you reach that point, no emotion can ever enslave you again, because now you've learned to govern yourself. 2. Understanding human nature. Every person acts in a way they believe is right from their own perspective. This isn't cynicism, it's the foundation of understanding behavior. No one acts without a reason. Sometimes that reason is approval. Sometimes love, safety, attention, or recognition. Even the most noble actions have personal motives behind them. That doesn't make people evil, it just makes them human. Every word, gesture, and act is an expression of an inner need. Once you understand this, you stop taking things personally. Someone's behavior is no longer an attack, it's a reflection of their inner world. Most people don't act to hurt you, they act to protect their own version of good. Seeing others' motives doesn't make you cold, it makes you aware. The real danger lies in overestimating others, expecting perfection. What you fail to see wounds you. What you recognize empowers you. With clear eyes, you'll see the world isn't full of people plotting to betray you, but people acting to meet their own needs. What looks selfish often comes from fear, insecurity, or unmet desire. Understanding this doesn't justify their actions, it simply sets you free from resentment. Stoicism helps you protect yourself without turning cold or bitter. It teaches that human nature, though complex, is understandable. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius often reminded us, people always act according to what they believe is right. That's why the wise expect no perfection from anyone. Understanding others is the foundation for avoiding unnecessary pain. When someone's behavior surprises you, ask yourself one simple question. What are they trying to gain by doing this? Maybe they're trying to feel valuable. Maybe they're afraid of losing control. Maybe they're just trying to avoid pain. Don't rush to judge, observe. Patterns of behavior are far more revealing than words. People can promise endlessly, but their true intentions show through consistent actions over time. This mindset doesn't mean living in suspicion, it means living consciously. It's wrong to assume everyone wants to exploit you, but it's wise to remember that everyone has motives. Healthy relationships are built when both sides benefit. Without reciprocity, respect, and clarity, expectations become exhausting. Emotional maturity means understanding others without forgetting your own needs. When you know what drives the other person, communication strengthens, compromises become fairer, and unnecessary conflicts fade. Not every situation is manipulation. Often, the issue isn't manipulation, it's a lack of awareness. But when you raise your own awareness, you approach relationships from a stronger place. Appreciate genuine help when it's offered, but don't glorify it. Not every good deed comes from pure sacrifice. Some people do good because it brings them peace, and that's still a form of self-benefit. The difference is, it's a positive one. Recognizing this distinction brings deep peace. You lighten your expectations and stop placing others on pedestals. When you understand that everyone acts out of self-interest, betrayal stops shocking you, and indifference stops hurting as much. You start seeing the full picture. Instead of asking, "Why did they do this to me?" you'll ask, "What did they hope to gain?" That one question shifts your focus from resentment to understanding. Clarity follows. You protect yourself better, make wiser choices, and build healthier relationships. You no longer give your trust freely, but you don't close your heart either. You start acting from wisdom, not from your wounds. You see reality not as you wish it to be, but as it is. This awareness opens the door to inner peace. 3. Success reveals truth. As you rise, you may notice the air around you changes. At first, everyone supports you, but once your results become visible, some smiles begin to fade. That shift isn't your fault. Your progress reminds others of the promises they never kept and the courage they postponed. Your discipline forces them to face the mirror they've avoided. That's why many people respond not by celebrating you, but by criticizing, belittling, or mocking your success. Not everyone has the maturity to see someone else's rise as inspiration. Some see it only as a reflection of their own stagnation. But you can't dim your light just to keep others comfortable. Dimming yourself to protect fragile egos is betrayal to your effort and to your growth. Those who truly love you will never ask you to shrink. If your light bothers them, it's not because it's too bright. It's because they never learned to ignite their own. Keep moving forward without waiting for permission. Stoicism teaches us not to chase approval, but integrity. Praise means nothing if it doesn't align with your values. The opinions of others are not your compass, your principles are. Every rise comes with a cost, and that cost is often the discomfort of others. When you start changing your life, some people will distance themselves because they can no longer control you. Others will grow silent because they can't picture life without you by their side. Don't see these moments as losses, but as signs of transformation. Jealousy can appear as mockery, as silence, or as absence. Recognizing all of this without being hurt, that's maturity. True victory isn't about everyone cheering for you. It's about honoring the progress you see in the mirror. Growth challenges you, transforms you, and asks you to let go of certain things, but ultimately, it sets you free. Not everyone needs to understand your journey. Your only duty is to keep walking. Walk not with guilt, but with purpose. Those who rejoice in your success will walk beside you. Those who feel uneasy will remain trapped in their own conflicts. As you keep walking and shining, their closed eyes won't dim your light. The light born of effort never fades. It only grows stronger. 4. The enduring power of respect. Love is noble, but fragile. It changes with time, wears down in routine, and can fade after disappointment. Respect, however, if built on firm boundaries and consistent behavior, endures. The goal isn't to appear strict or distant, but to recognize that every relationship, whether family, friendship, or work, needs balance. Those who chase universal approval eventually compromise their own values to please others. Those who aim to earn respect keep their center, even when misunderstood. Love may make you popular, but respect makes you solid. In a world that overvalues approval, those who can hold their ground fairly show what true authority looks like. People may withdraw their affection, but the respect you leave behind is not easily erased. Love is emotional and unstable. Respect is built on consistency and discipline. A leader who only wants to be liked loses power. A parent who only wants to be friends loses authority. A person who constantly steps back to avoid discomfort eventually becomes invisible. You don't need to shout or control others, just establish clear, non-negotiable boundaries. Respect doesn't come from charm, it comes from consistency. Stoicism teaches that the roots of respect lie in virtue and self-control. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius all emphasized that a wise person seeks not to be loved, but to be virtuous, because one who can govern themselves naturally commands respect. To them, true leadership isn't about pleasing others, it's about setting an example. Being respected doesn't mean inspiring fear. It means people recognize the weight of your words and the alignment of your actions. When you say no and stay firm, you teach others the value you place on yourself. When your warnings don't turn into empty threats, people see that your authority comes not from emotions, but from integrity. Most conflicts in relationships come from unclear boundaries. You say, enough, then give in again. You say, this bothers me, but tolerate it anyway. In the end, you lose respect, not just from others, but from yourself. The urge to please drains your identity, and excessive tolerance weakens your consistency. Be kind, but not without measure. You can have both a big heart and a strong mind. Don't confuse empathy with self-sacrifice. Justice doesn't always sound sweet, but it always brings peace. Don't just voice your boundaries, live them. You don't need to appear harsh. Consistency is enough. If you set a rule, be the first to follow it. If you create a standard, embody it. Authority quickly dissolves when words aren't backed by actions. People prefer to stand beside those whose principles don't change daily. When you seek respect rather than affection, you gain a kind of peace few people ever experience. Love without respect easily turns into manipulation, but where respect exists, relationships stay balanced and trustworthy. Live to be fair, not to be liked. Fear inconsistency more than harshness. People may not admire you, but they'll know they can't play games with you. That's a value far beyond temporary compliments. 5. The strategic power of silence. Speaking too much quietly drains your power. When you share your plans with everyone, you reveal your focus, your fears, and your goals. Opportunists use that information to surpass, block, or imitate you. Silence, however, creates a natural fog of protection. No one attacks what they don't understand. Silence is born not of fear, but of intuition and strategy. The world doesn't always applaud new ideas. It often envies, criticizes, or interferes with them. That's why ideas grow best in quiet spaces, far from external opinions. You don't have to announce your plans, show results instead. Results leave an impact that words never can. Stoicism teaches that a wise person governs both their words and their silence. Every word is irreversible. Unnecessary talk weakens focus and intention. When you're silent, details come into view. People, thinking they're not being analyzed, reveal their true selves. It's no coincidence that the quietest person in a conversation often gathers the most information. You don't need to talk to prove your power. Your calm presence already speaks volumes. Silence lets you read intentions, understand reactions, and see character. The less you speak, the heavier your words become. Each sentence turns into a deliberate move. The energy you save from needless explanations becomes the power to stay focused. Focus produces results. Advance quietly. Progress itself is a surprise attack. Disrupt patterns, set your own rhythm. No one can sabotage a plan they don't know exists. Secrecy is your invisible armor. It shields you from judgment, envy, and premature interference. Being unpredictable isn't distance, it's intelligence. Silence is powerful not because it isolates you, but because it sharpens your focus. While others talk endlessly about what they'll do, you simply do it. While they seek approval, you make progress. In a world ruled by noise, the master of silence speaks the loudest without uttering a word. 6. The protective power of uncertainty. When used wisely, confusion becomes one of the strongest forms of defense. Not every conflict needs direct confrontation. Sometimes, The best victory is disabling your opponent without them realizing it. A person who can't fully read your intentions hesitates to act because uncertainty naturally breeds caution. Someone who can't predict your next move won't know how to approach you. That uncertainty drains their energy, fills their mind with doubt, and makes them prone to mistakes. As you move forward clearly, they waste their time trying to decode you. You don't need to reveal your strategy. Confusion itself is your invisible wall of defense. Stoicism views mental balance as the opposite of impulsiveness. According to its philosophers, staying calm amid chaos confuses the reckless and weakens them. Your enemy's confusion is often the reflection of your inner equilibrium. Use others' insecurity as a signal. If people look at you with doubt, ask yourself, why? Sometimes that tension reveals your blind spots or vulnerabilities you haven't noticed. Treat every critical glance as a chance to improve. When you can read people's fears and reactions, you'll know when to move forward and when to wait. The result? You become unpredictable. While others expect a reaction, you analyze. While they reveal their plans, you maintain uncertainty. This uncertainty isn't destructive, it protects you. It discourages confrontation and saves your energy from pointless battles. Once you master being hard to read, you're free. True power lies not in controlling others, but in being impossible to control. When you reach this level, your mind becomes your strongest armor, steady, deep, and balanced. The power of uncertainty isn't just about confusing others, it also strengthens your emotional stability. When you realize you don't have to explain everything, you free yourself from the pressure to seek approval. When you no longer feel the need to inform others, your freedom expands. Every move you make drains the energy of those trying to decode you. You keep advancing while they exhaust themselves analyzing. This is the quietest and most effective form of strategy. Properly managed confusion isn't deception, it's protection. Concealing your intent isn't about pretending. It's about preserving your energy for what matters. Managing a situation without exposing yourself is a mark of wisdom. When chaos erupts and arguments swirl around you, maintaining your calm builds an invisible authority. The questions in people's minds allow you to project power without ever making a direct threat. 7. The hidden armor of humility. When chasing big goals, humility toward the outside world is a far stronger strategy than you think. In a world where everyone fights to be seen, real power grows in silence. Arrogance and self-promotion draw attention, but they also invite competition, jealousy, and obstacles. Humility softens all of that. It opens doors quietly and lets you advance without resistance. Choosing to appear smaller isn't giving up ambition, it's moving wisely. When you don't trigger envy, both friends and rivals start revealing useful knowledge, experiences, and opportunities. Your unnoticed rise becomes their complacency. Simplicity may look like retreat from the outside, but it's actually your strongest shield. It protects you from ego and from the hunger for constant validation. The less visible you are, the more concentrated your power becomes. Stoicism teaches that true strength is not proven through display. The philosophers believed that a wise person avoids exaggeration, seeking not to impress, but to be effective. Humility isn't weakness, it's an inner discipline that guards character. They saw how arrogance blinds the mind, so they viewed simplicity as order for the soul. Instead of forcing your answers, ask questions. A humble person learns even from those who know less. Listening gives you an almost unfair advantage. It allows you to quietly observe others' perspectives, biases, and blind spots. The arrogant speak, the humble understand. Without uttering a word, you begin to notice the subtle details others overlook. Every conversation then becomes not a competition, but an opportunity to grow. Accept praise calmly, neither reject it nor feed on it. Recognition feels good, but when it's excessive, it distorts focus, inflates the ego, and shifts attention outward. Smile, say thank you, and move on. Your goal isn't to impress, it's to build. Lasting respect is earned not through charming words, but through steady action. Keep your plans private. Use the quiet strength of humility and let results speak for you. Moving with a low profile isn't indifference, it's discipline. It means you've mastered the urge to show off. This balance earns respect while keeping you underestimated, free from unnecessary rivalry. This duality clears your path of tension. Humility is not only a virtue but also a strategy. It conserves energy, sharpens focus, and shields your vision from interference. While others scramble for attention, you quietly build strength. The most powerful rise is often the one least talked about, the one that goes unnoticed yet stands the test of time. 8. The managed nature of trust. Blind trust leaves you defenseless. Trust isn't a byproduct of love. It's a powerful tool when managed wisely. Giving boundless trust to someone whose integrity you haven't confirmed is like handing them the keys to your mind and heart. Many people get hurt because they mistake kindness for innocence. They give too much, too soon, without boundaries. True wisdom lies in building trust slowly. Observe how someone behaves when no one is watching, how they handle truth, and how they treat what you share with them. It's not about living in suspicion. It's about knowing how much and to whom you should trust. Trusting someone you don't fully understand gives them power over you, and in the wrong hands, that power turns into manipulation. That's why trust shouldn't be given, it should be earned. When managed wisely, it creates balance in relationships. Caution isn't coldness, it's a mark of maturity. Innocence brings vulnerability, but careful observation brings understanding. This lets you learn without pain and grow awareness effortlessly. Stoicism treats prudence as one of the pillars of inner strength. The philosophers taught that a wise person never gives full trust without first understanding their own mind. Those who can't control their minds often carry the burden of misplaced trust. Virtue isn't about doubting everyone, it's about knowing whom to let in and how far. Give trust in small steps, not all at once. When you share a secret, a feeling, or a small vulnerability, watch carefully how the other person responds. If they handle it with care, you can take another step forward. If they use or twist it, you've already received your answer. This isn't punishment, it's observation that reveals character. Properly managed trust exposes truth without confrontation. Always keep a part of yourself protected. This isn't about fear. It's about preserving a private inner space that no one can touch. Everyone needs a place of thought, free from outside influence. When you build that inner core, no one can truly destroy you, because you carry within yourself a strength independent of anyone else. When someone disappoints you, you don't have to punish them, but don't forget what happened. Choosing to forget intentionally only prepares the ground for the same pain to repeat. Forgive the event, but remember the lesson. Use experience, not resentment, as your guide. Every heartbreak becomes a silent teacher that shows you how to protect your energy next time. The strongest trust you'll ever build must begin with yourself. When you start trusting your own judgment, intuition, and decision-making power, you stop needing others' approval. That's when freedom begins, and an inner strength, independent of external validation, takes form. Real confidence means knowing you'll stay true to yourself, even if others let you down. The result isn't coldness, it's clarity. Fewer disappointments, fewer betrayals, fewer chaotic relationships. You become cautious without paranoia, strong without losing vulnerability. And when the right people appear, you'll recognize them instantly because they won't ask you to drop your guard. They'll respect your boundaries and see wisdom in them. 9. The value of scarcity. What's abundant goes unnoticed. What's rare becomes desired. That's how the human mind works. Few people realize this. When you give too freely or make yourself constantly available, your value doesn't disappear, but your impact does. Abundance breeds familiarity, and familiarity dulls appreciation. The more often something repeats, the less powerful it feels. What matters in life isn't only what you give, but how you manage it. If you're always reachable, always responding instantly, never stepping back, people start to assume your energy is infinite. And what seems infinite becomes invisible. That's why you must learn the art of withdrawal, offering your presence in measured doses so it becomes a valued gift, not a common commodity. Absence, when used wisely, doesn't weaken bonds. It highlights your value. Stoicism teaches that self-control isn't limited to emotions. It also applies to your most precious resources, time and attention. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius often reminded us that a distracted mind easily falls into the desires of others. A wise person manages their presence carefully. They conserve their energy to preserve the weight of their words and actions. Don't respond to every request immediately. Not every message, question, or invitation deserves the same attention. Quick reactions weaken control. Patience strengthens authority. This isn't coldness, it's proof that you value your time. Being less accessible isn't being distant, it's protecting yourself with discipline. Giving without limits isn't kindness, it's poor management. Treat your time and energy like treasure, because they are. Each day, you only have so much focus, attention, and peace. Waste them carelessly, and you'll burn out. A drained person can't serve themselves or those they love. Protecting your time isn't selfish, it's a reflection of self-respect. Those who truly care for you will honor your limits. Those who don't were only drawn to your accessibility. Appear only when you have something meaningful to offer. Act not to stay visible, but to make an impact when it counts. Relevance isn't kept by frequency, but by substance. Every move you make should represent precision, not presence. When you learn to manage your visibility, your value multiplies. People start reaching out to you more. They listen to your words more carefully. They begin to value your time. Your presence stops being routine. It becomes an experience that's felt and awaited. A measured absence doesn't distance you. It makes you wise. Remember, the ordinary fades into the background, but the rare becomes priceless. 10. The intelligence of forgiveness. When used wisely, forgiveness becomes a strategy far more powerful than revenge. Most people see forgiveness as a polite gesture, but in truth, it's a conscious way of retaining emotional and mental control. Revenge chains you to the past. Measured forgiveness frees you and disarms the other person when they least expect it. You don't need to strike back to win. Simply refuse to give the reaction they're waiting for. When someone tries to belittle you and you respond not with anger but with calm, you shatter their script. They came prepared for war. What they find instead is unshakable composure. That calm isn't passivity, it's the clearest mark of inner strength. Forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. Sometimes it means releasing the urge to retaliate, dropping the weight of the past, and allowing the other person to face the consequences of their own actions. Revenge might bring brief satisfaction, but it drags you down to the same emotional level as the one who hurt you. Conscious forgiveness elevates you, because you no longer need to fight in the mud to prove your worth. Stoicism teaches that mastering emotions is the highest form of power. The Stoic philosophers reminded us that the wise seek not to punish, but to understand, restore order, and transcend themselves. To them, forgiveness isn't forgetting or indifference. It's choosing to believe that another person's actions aren't worth disturbing your peace. Such forgiveness isn't moral softness, It's mental armor that shields you from anger's trap. Use forgiveness only when it brings strategic gain, when it closes a chapter gracefully, transforms a bond with control, or demonstrates that you've risen above conflict. Sometimes the distance created by forgiveness is more striking than any retaliation. When someone realizes they no longer affect you, they lose their power. That calm detachment is silent yet unmistakable dominance. Forgive, but keep your distance. Letting go doesn't mean trusting again. You can release resentment and still guard your boundaries. Forgiveness isn't reopening the door. Sometimes leaving it closed is what protects your character and reputation best. Don't give betrayal the chance to repeat itself. Forgiving once shows maturity. Offering the same chance twice shows a lack of foresight. When someone breaks your trust, you owe them no repeated access. You can stay kind and sincere, but access and closeness are entirely different things. Keep the memory, not the grudge. Grudges drain you. Memory protects you. Erasing what happened only invites the cycle to repeat. Learn, remember, and move forward. Forgiveness isn't denying the wound. It's deciding that the wound no longer controls you. In its highest form, forgiveness isn't a favor to them, it's a gift to yourself. You release the burden of anger without losing control. 11. The supreme power of calmness. In the heart of chaos, the one who doesn't react is the one who holds control. This is one of the strongest truths that exist, yet one of the hardest to practice. When everything falls apart, when voices rise, or when someone tries to provoke you, the natural impulse is to defend, shout, or prove yourself. But every emotional reaction costs you a portion of your power. The one who shouts reveals their loss of control. The one who becomes agitated exposes their manipulation. Calmness does the opposite. It confuses, disorients, and neutralizes the other person. No provocateur knows how to handle someone who refuses to be swept into the storm. Staying calm in conflict isn't weakness. It's the highest level of inner discipline. Intense emotions blur, clear thought, anger, clouds, reason, fear paralyzes action, and pride blinds judgment. Calmness, however, lets you see what others can't. When you keep your composure during an argument, you begin to read intentions, to understand why certain words were said, and most importantly, you avoid emotional traps. Most conflicts are emotional games designed to drain your energy. If you don't react, they lose their grip. Stoicism teaches that true power doesn't lie in controlling the outside world, but in mastering your own mind. According to the Stoics, the one who commands their emotions remains free, no matter how turbulent the world becomes. Calmness isn't passivity, it's the highest act of resistance against impulse. It's the clearest expression of inner power. Before responding to any provocation, pause for just a moment. That brief pause can mark the difference between war and peace. It separates impulse from intention. That moment creates space to think and reclaims control. Most people act before they think. The wise observe first, then decide. Even when others shout, speak slowly and calmly. The tranquility in your voice builds silent authority. A low, steady tone reinforces confidence. You're respected not by volume, but by presence. A calm sentence leaves a deeper mark than dozens of shouted words. Anger makes you predictable. Calmness makes you a wall too high to climb. Emotionally unstable people are easy to read, provoke, and control. Those who remain calm, however, become an enigma that commands respect. Calmness earns respect, and respect becomes influence. Don't aim to win arguments, aim to keep control. In chaos, calmness doesn't just protect you, it elevates you. 12. The silent power of reputation. Your image is one of your greatest assets. You may have talent, knowledge, or good intentions, but if your reputation is shaken, everything you've built begins to crumble. The world runs not only on facts, but on perception. The impression others have of you either opens doors wide or closes them completely. One poorly timed comment, one misinterpreted action, or one careless step can cast a shadow over years of earned credibility. That's why reputation isn't about vanity, it's about strategy. It doesn't mean being enslaved by others' opinions, but understanding that your behavior speaks even when you're silent. Reputation is an invisible armor that defends you in your absence. When your name is mentioned, your past actions fill the room before you do. A solid reputation defends you without a single explanation. A weak or poorly managed image, however, makes you a target for rumors, doubt, and disrespect. That's why the wise pay attention not just to what they do, but to how they do it. Stoicism teaches that the foundation of lasting reputation lies in virtue and consistency. According to the Stoic philosophers, a person's character is measured not by appearance, but by the consistency of their actions. What preserves one's reputation isn't display, it's commitment to values and mastery of the self. Stay as calm under praise as you are under criticism, acting not from emotion, but from principle. Keep your promises. Every promise is a moral contract. When you fulfill it, you build trust. When you break it, even once, you plant the seed of doubt. Demonstrating reliability speaks louder than any explanation. Never speak ill of others, for every time you do, you reveal more about your own character than theirs. Those who speak negatively only diminish themselves. They project insecurity, envy, and weakness. Speaking ill of others doesn't elevate you, it erodes your own dignity. Don't engage with those who try to tarnish your name. Defensive arguments create the illusion of guilt, but stillness conveys strength. Let time reveal truth. Let your actions, not your words, restore your image. The wise refuse to descend to the level of those who drag them into the mud. A reputation guarded with consistency becomes a silent force opening doors, inspiring trust, and establishing authority. It's not about looks, it's the reflection of your discipline, values, and integrity. A well-earned reputation can't be bought or imitated. It's built only through years of effort and the correctness of your conduct. Thank you for watching.